This one goes out to all my people that love stuff from our childhood in the 90s. I'm a guy who loves all things classic 90s, from our music to our movies to our TV shows, including our educational TV shows. One of my personal favorites, and I'm sure a favorite for a lot of kids back in the 90s, was Sesame Street. Sesame Street made learning fun. They didn't just treat it like a teacher to a student. No, they made you want to get up, have fun, and learn all at the same time. And Sesame Street is known for having a lot of catchy songs. Songs that were fun and also helped you learn. So I came up with a good idea. Why not showcase my personal top 10 of classic Sesame Street songs? Just want to let you know a few things before this countdown begins. It will not include the Sesame Street main theme, because you hear that on every episode, so it kind of wouldn't be fair. I'm also not including songs sung by celebrities, as there are so many of those that they deserve their own list. Lastly, only songs with substantial lyrics will be on this list, so songs like the Pinball Countdown and the Yip Yip Family song by the Martians will not be eligible. That being said, let's take a look at my personal top 10 favorite classic Sesame Street songs. Number 10.
Cecile, I'm gonna catch ya, and when I do, I'm gonna have a ball. Woo!
I Want to Be Me.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Cecile.
This orange ball lady has given us many catchy songs. My personal fave by her is I Want to Be Me. This song has a very great message. Don't conform to what other people think you should be. It seems like they're trying to help, and yes, their intentions are probably good, but don't let them change the real you. Be happy with who you are. Be true. Be you. Number 9. Cerrado y Abierto. This is the second song to teach me a little Spanish. This poor guy has a huge problem. Nothing in his house will open because they're all closed tight. Maria arrives via house call. What's next? A song, of course.
Can't get in the dresser to get my socks 'cause it's Cerrado. Cerrado.
He sings about how everything in his house is cerrado, or closed.
Cerrado. Can't get my shirt.
Well, of course.
So Maria quick fixes the problem with a dose of abierto, or open.
Is this
Abierto?
abierto? Is the Spanish word for open. Abierto.
If it was really that easy, I would have used this that one time my car door got stuck.
Abierto! Wow!
What makes this segment even greater is the fact that it's a two-parter. Maria has to come back again because this time nothing in the house will close.
Another problem?
Can't get my window to keep out the snow 'cause it's abierto. Abierto!
Kind of makes you think if he actually tried closing the stuff before singing about his stuff being abierto,
Abierto!
including his eyes,
My eyes never
which
let me
that part kind of freaked me out as a
see.
kid.
They stay abierto. Abierto! My hamper can't keep my dirty laundry out of sight 'cause it's abierto.
What you need is this.
Another quick fix. Maria pulls out a dose of Cerrado.
Cerrado. Cerrado.
Cerrado y abierto. A quick lesson in learning Spanish. I'm not gonna lie to you, when I first took Spanish class in high school and we first learned about Cerrado, this song immediately started playing in my head. Thanks, Sesame Street.
Unreal! Cerrado!
Number 8. We call them all important.
Well, hi, Elmo. Hi, Clementine. Hi, Buckaroo.
Damn near everyone's favorite red monster visits Clementine at the ranch and asks her if she knows what important
You
means.
know what important
How does she answer?
means?
In popular Sesame Street fashion, of course, with a song.
Certainly do. Come on, Buckaroo. Let's tell 'em. Away out here we have
Even as kids, we knew that there were certain things in our lives that especially mattered to us. This song teaches us the word that we use to describe those things.
What we call important. Important. We call them all important.
The song also tells you about the importance of certain things in various situations. If it's too dark, it's important to have that light. When you're cold, it's important to have that quilt to keep you warm. We call them all important.
We call them all important.
Number 7. Nothing to count.
What can you do when there's nothing to count? Late at night, all alone in your room. You can't.
The Count has two problems here. The first is he can't get to sleep. The second, despite how unbelievable it is, he has nothing to count. So when there's nothing in sight, he decides to use his imagination.
And then suddenly, blam! And kaboom! You imagine.
Suddenly, he's counting up little birdies.
Little birdie flying through the air. Two little birdies. One chubby
And
elephant
little elephants.
overhead.
Look at Sesame Street, okay? I believe this song is teaching kids to appreciate the unlimited imagination. You can think of anything you want with imagination and count as many things as you want. But then when you're all done, time for bed.
To sleep.
Number 6. South America Way. You may remember that earlier I said that Cerrado y Abierto was the second song to teach me a little Spanish. I give you one shot to guess what the first one was. This, in my opinion, is one of Sesame Street's best sounding, beautiful, slow songs. The premise here is to teach kids how to greet someone of the Spanish heritage with good morning. The second verse of the song is dedicated to saying good night. So next time you're in school or you're around town and you see that Hispanic friend, tell him buenos dias. You just might impress him. Number 5.
The alphabet. You know, the first time I saw that.
At first glance, this song appears to be named A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. But given the nature of the lyrics, I think the actual name of this song is Abkadefki. Needless to say, this song confused me when I heard it for the first time, but eventually I was able to understand what was happening here.
I wish I knew exactly what I mean.
Big Bird, upon seeing the entire alphabet for the first time, assumed it's one long, giant, funky word, pronounced Afkadefki Chukwumanakpastuwitsis. The original alphabet song taught us about the individual letters. This song taught us that when you put them all together, they make the greatest word in the English language. Even that odd part in the middle, as Big Bird mentions. This segment was such a big hit, Big Bird appeared on the Flip Wilson show to perform the song live.
You know, when you invited me on your show, I kind of thought I might have a chance to trip the light fantastic.
For a lot of kids, this was our second alphabet song. Well, kind of. Not really.
I'll be the smartest bird the world has ever seen.
Number 4. I Love You More or Less.
I love you more. I love
Here's
you
a guy
more
who loves his lady. I mean, really loves his lady. To the point where he bought what seemed like over $5,000 worth of flowers and candy. He keeps bringing in more and more stuff to the point where her place becomes overstocked with all this stuff. In fact, it gets so crazy that she actually demands less. Wish I had a girl like that, am I right? I believe part of the major reason I love this song so much is because of the movers. The stuff you hear them say in between the song is funny. Honestly, I didn't even realize that this was technically a love song. I was just enjoying seeing the stuff go in and out of the apartment. Not the first love song that I've heard, but the first where I semi-paid attention. Well, more or less. Number 3. Above It All.
Above it all, I love to fly.
This song was an assault on my ears and stayed in my head for, well, ever. This upbeat song tells kids about the joys of above and below. This alligator crocodile lady, for whatever reason, flies above her city and points out all the stuff that she sees below her. You know, if you listen to the song, it's almost like she's just boasting about being able to fly. Then the tables literally turn on her when she hears a sound coming from above her head and sees a dove flying high above her. In addition to the dove, she sees clouds and the sun, showing her that there's plenty of world above her as well. My absolute favorite part of this, without a single doubt, is when the deep-voiced dove joins in the song.
Oh no, just change your song.
I look at this as a way of letting kids know, don't limit your imagination. There's more to your life than what you see below. Take time to enjoy all things in life, above and below. Number 2. Healthy foods.
Well, me known for eating cookie when me don't dish out hooky, trying to throw loyal fans a curve. What he doing eating fish?
Everyone's favorite sweet tooth monster shows us that despite his constant cookie eating, he does balance it out by eating numerous healthy foods. He actually raps this to us, and with a little help from none other than the healthy foods themselves. In case you can't tell, this is actually a parody of the hip-hop version of Walk This Way by Run DMC and Aerosmith. If this was Sesame Street's way of making healthy food look cool, then they did a damn good job. And don't sit there and lie like you didn't sing that chorus every time it came on. Not often will you see a song that actually makes kids appreciate healthy food. Now, because of the fact that there were so many great songs on Sesame Street, trying to come up with just 10 was a little hard. So before we get to the number 1, let me go ahead and show you some of my favorite honorable mentions.
C is for cookie, that's good enough for me. C is for cookie.
Banana, banana.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Well, now, who are the people in your neighborhood? In your neighborhood? In your neighborhood? Say.
You can't tell a hero by his time, just a teeny little super guy.
And my number 1 personal favorite Sesame Street song is Letter B.
When I find I can't remember what comes after A and before C, my mother always whispers, let her be.
This was absolutely cleverly done. This group is an obvious take on the Beatles and their hit song, Let It Be. When I first saw this as a child, at the time, I didn't know who the Beatles were. This segment was my first introduction to the Fab Four. Also, thanks to this segment, Let It Be was my favorite letter for a very long time. Interesting fact. When the Beatles catalog was still owned by Northern Songs, the company attempted to sue Children's Television Workshop for $5.5 million, citing that the song too closely resembled Let It Be. Before the case came to trial, however, Michael Jackson had purchased the Lennon-McCarthy catalog and the suit was dropped, and they were only fined $50. Original Beatle Paul McCartney was actually impressed by this, and wrote a very friendly letter to the lead singer of Let It Be saying that he loved it. I owe a lot to this song for introducing me to a world of music I didn't know at the time, and for properly introducing me to the Let It Be. This is why Let It Be is my absolute favorite Sesame Street song of all time. So there you have it, my personal top 10 favorite classic Sesame Street songs. Now honestly, I didn't think I was going to do top 10s on this channel, but I actually enjoyed doing this one. So I might do that again. So I'll see you for the next video.